Tonight at 4 o'clock is the Massachusetts-Vermont game, followed at 7:30 by Maine and UNH tonight.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Here, there's a lot of questions about the tranny and stuff, so I'm cracked into this one. So I figured I'd just put a quick one together. It's the tranny out of my Mad Max .30 Revo. I had stripped the pinions off the center diff, so I got a new diff. But in the meantime, I had ran it with the straight shaft, put the steel gear on it. It's the only, if there's a drawback to the diffs is you don't get that steel gear, but I've never had an issue with that, so it's not really a problem. That Delron gear has always been fine in the dips with steel gears. Now that's stock right now with 100K fluid. I'm going to take it apart, put 500K into it. But what was acting up on this was the, when I took it off, the one-way bearing on your primary first gear was, it wasn't spinning freely, wouldn't lock, wasn't spinning like that, it was dragging, and it turned out that when I took it out, you know, pieces of the bearing had, so that's actually the stock bearing, that's the first bearing that this has gone through. Like when I did this upgrade, I used the original bearing. And I had one here because when you buy the shaft, I had broken a shaft, and I have broken a few shafts, and this always comes with the shaft, so I got a few of these sitting on, hanging on the shelf. So anyways, the point for right now is basically, look, stuck bearing. When you're cracking these things open, there's really not any real mysteries. I always like to make sure my little arm here is on the second gear clutch is operating nicely. Oops. My bad. Which it is. Spring's working good. She's snapping right back. So the primary is good, primary shaft's good. I took that pin out, I didn't really need to.
I started seeing results immediately. I couldn't believe it. It was literally 1 week, and I started measuring myself and seeing and realizing that I was losing inches within 1 week.
The Contour Core Sculpting System is so advanced, you can get spectacular abs while living your normal daily life and never do another crunch or sit-up ever again.
That baby lines up. That bearing actually keeps that good, and that bearing's all is in nice shape. And basically, second gear just slips over that like that.
You can get incredible abs without doing one painful traditional ab exercise. That's right, with the Contour Core Sculpting System, you just put it on, and it does all the work.
I can feel that.
Nice. Oops. She wasn't spinning freely like that before. That bearing's in there. That bearing's already in the bottom. Kind of just slide that baby in there. Nice. Working the way it's supposed to. Well, I gotta get this bearing off here. That's the, again, Robinson Racing comes with that primary idle gear when you go with the straight shaft. But we won't be using that. So we're going to be putting the our CD back in. This is our primary first gear. Idle gear rather. Pin. Sometimes lining up the holes is the hardest part of this whole job. Now snap ring. Yeah. Now, get that to shift for you. Try going the right way. I don't want to hear that. That shift point set high. Anyway, so basically, it's all said and done. I got to put some shims in here, but Center Diff, back in. I could slap it back together right now. You know, you're slapping that back together. Obviously, you get about this point. You make sure you line the brake up. Put the brake in, then close her up. I'm not going to do that right now because I know that I don't want 100K in here. I don't want, try not to make this video be freaking hour long here, but it's not really an hour job. Maybe it's just as good to keep it in real time. Now what I'll do is before I put this all back together, real, I'll clean out. I mean, geez, I don't know if he's. There ain't a whole lot of dip fluid in there, you know. One thing they don't use in the Center Diff is the eye bar. We're going to change that. Boy, they certainly don't put much fluid in that thing out of the factory. Good Lord. Some 500K fluid.
How much muscle activity and how much more metabolism are in the muscles not just the upper portion of